everyone, I'm going to show you how to make Asian sesame chicken today on noodles. And so it's a really simple dish, and you use sesame paste. And if you can find sesame paste at your Asian supermarket, go ahead and buy it. But if you don't have it, it's completely okay. You can use peanut butter, or you can even use tahini, which is pretty much the same thing. I'm going to show you what it looks like. It looks exactly like tahini, actually. So it's this big kind of chunky peanut butter stuff. So it's pretty much sesame seeds that they've just ground up without the addition of anything. And the extra fat makes this kind of paste out of it. So this is a traditional dish that you get in Taiwan, where I'm from, but you also find it in China. And there's different variations of it. It's a great meal prep recipe just because you can do this all ahead of time. It's served cold. And you can really add and take away things that you might like or might not like. So before we get started, I'm just going to show you that I did steam a chicken breast. So half of a chicken breast. This is going to serve about 2 people. And I used the Instant Pot. What you'll notice is that there's going to be a little bit of water or hot broth that accumulates when you steam your chicken breast. Keep that, because that's going to add a little bit of depth and flavor to your sauce at the end. So over here, I've got a little non-stick pan, and we're gonna make scrambled egg ribbons almost. So I'm gonna take 2 eggs, I'm gonna mix it up. You can add a little bit of salt if you want. I tend not to, just because I'm gonna be serving this with a sauce. So I'm gonna mix that up, put it to the side, and I'm gonna heat up my stove, and I'm gonna get it nice and hot. Once I get it hot, I'm gonna add a little bit of oil. Just wait a couple of minutes. Actually, not a couple of minutes, probably like a few seconds. And I'm gonna give it a good squirt. And I'm gonna make one thin, almost omelet that I can then fold over on itself to cut little ribbons out of. Because there's gonna be 3 colors on this. There's gonna be green from a cucumber, orange from a carrot, and then yellow from the egg, and then a little bit of chicken. So it's got all these pretty colors. And if you don't want to use chicken, one of the other things you'll find that they like to use for this dish is ham, of all things. So if you don't want to use, you don't have to turn on your stove. You can go ahead and use any kind of protein, ham being one of the more popular ones too. I'm going to give that a good swirl just to make sure everything on there is coated. And that's nice and hot now. And I'm going to add that in. While that cooks, I'm gonna prep the rest of my ingredients. And so I've got my carrot that I peeled, and I've got a cucumber. We're gonna julienne both of them. And so a julienne is a thin cut, like thin slices. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you first with a carrot. Actually, I'm gonna show you with the cucumber. Cucumbers are gonna be a little bit easier. So I'm gonna take off both ends, chuck those aside. And I'm actually gonna cut this in half so that it's easier to work with. And then I'm gonna cut thin slices out of it, just like that. I'm gonna take my slices and stack them on top of each other and give it a good chop into thin strips, just like that. And then I'm gonna come back to my egg. Give it one good flip. There we go. That's nice and pretty. And then if you get a big chunk and you want to make it a little bit thinner, what you can do is place it flat and then let your knife do the work and just go in and make more slices out of it. Keep that to the side. And my egg is done, so I'm just going to turn it off. Once you see it smoking, it's a big, nice big omelet. I'm going to flip it around, and that is ready to go. So I'm going to keep that to let it cool a little bit, because everything we're going to make for this is actually cold. Room temperature is perfectly fine too, so it's really what you like, but it is traditionally served cold. So again, I'm going to make thin slices. Okay, stack them on top of each other, keeping the ends together so that, because they're not usually straight. And then I'm going to go in and slice, just like that. All right, now I'm going to keep that to the side. Oh, I got 2 more pieces. Might as well. No need to waste. And I love cucumber. It's so refreshing to have on this dish too. So there we go. And then I've got my carrot. So carrots are round and they get hard to chop after a while. So I'm gonna give you a couple of things that you can do. Again, I'm gonna trim off the ends. I'm gonna cut it in half. To make it easier for you so that it's not rolling around while you're trying to cut through, what you can do is give yourself a little bit of a foot. So keep it down. So now it doesn't want to roll around. I can go back in now and create these thin slices, keeping a claw on my other hand so that I don't cut my fingers off. And then I'm gonna go back in and again, julienne, okay? So that's all you're gonna do for the julienne. Try to keep your veggies separate, completely okay if you can't though. But I wanted to show you, you can also buy these tools. So this is from like an Asian grocery store. They use this for papaya salad and actually things like cucumber too. So on this one, and there's little holes that will make it shredded, and then this side that'll peel it. So all you do is you pull and you shred just like that. It'd be easier to do if you have your whole piece of carrot. But then you've got little shreds. They're finer than what you can cut by hand too, so some people like to use these a little bit more. That's it. All right, so we got all those things. Scallions too, if you want. I would serve this with some scallions on top. So if you've got that lying around, go for it. All right, now to make the sauce. Actually, I will make the sauce first. Got yourself a bowl. I've got my sesame paste with a little bit of that oil, and then also brown sugar. So you can use brown sugar, palm sugar, white sugar, pretty much what you have. I'm knowing that palm sugar is gonna be a little bit sweeter. And then I've got my soy sauce. So I'm gonna add a little bit of soy sauce. I'm gonna add a lot of sesame oil. And then, secret ingredient, not really, but kinda, it's vinegar. So I'm using rice vinegar today. You can go ahead, if you have any, black vinegar. So if you've ever made hot and sour soup and you bought that bottle of of black vinegar and you don't really know what to do with it, you can go ahead and add it into this. You won't need as much though. So if you're using a lighter colored vinegar, definitely add more. If you're using a dark colored vinegar, sorry, I might have said that wrong. Dark colored, less, light color, more. All right, so you're gonna mix that up. And then what you're gonna notice is that the sesame paste is really, really hot. All right, so I'm gonna keep mixing the sesame paste and it's gonna come together and we're gonna mix. Now, here comes the part that we're saving that juice for. So I have that extra little bit of juice from the chicken and it's hot. And the great thing about it being hot is it can then dissolve and disintegrate that sesame paste for you. So I'm gonna go ahead and it's gonna start breaking it up, and then you've got this great sauce going. So this is the sauce that you're gonna serve this with. You can serve this for 1 or 2 people. If you're really hungry, go ahead and just serve one, but really up to you. So I'm gonna keep mixing that. Keep mixing. Get all those big chunks out. And again, if you have any of the sesame paste lying around, it's like that super expensive peanut butter that you can buy where the oil separated on the top. Store it flipped over. So with the oil on the bottom and the peanut chunks or like the peanut butter part on the top. That way it disperses that oil evenly. Tahini, same idea, but tahini won't be as sweet as if you use peanut butter or this sesame paste. So if you want, you can add a little bit more sugar too. All right, so that's ready to go now. So that's like what the sauce looks like. That's a great looking sauce. I'm gonna take my chicken and you can shred it by hand. So you can just, if you have kids, this is great for kids to do. But all it is a steamed chicken breast that I'm gonna then shred. Okay? So I'm only gonna do a little bit because I'm gonna just make 1 bowl of this right now. At home, make as much as you want. And you can use steamed chicken breast for a lot of different things. So if you make too much, it's perfectly fine. You can make a soup out of it then, or you can put it on top of your salad. Again, I didn't season this. If you want to season it ahead of time, go for it. I just find that there's so much sodium in a lot of our diet that we don't need to. And actually, chicken breast is one of those that they'll add sodium to make it taste extra moist. So make sure you read your packaging if you are watching your sodium. So I'm making one bowl, so I'm only doing half of the breast right now. All right, and then I've got my gorgeous egg that I'm gonna show you. So I have my egg right here. I'm gonna pick it up and I'm actually gonna roll it, just like that. I'm gonna cut it in half because I'm only gonna use half. And again, you can use the other half for another bowl. And then I'm gonna just make these ribbons of egg, just like that. All right, now let's make a bowl. Okay, we got a nice big bowl. I've got some noodles that I've cooked ahead of time. So these are like Asian noodles. Actually, these are Korean ones. But I ran them under cold water. You can use really anything you have. If you want to use spaghetti, you can go ahead and use spaghetti too. It's just what you have lying around. So I'm gonna put the noodles on the bottom. Just like that. It's a big bowl. And I'm gonna put some of my egg on top. Right there. I'm gonna put some of my carrots. I'm gonna put some of my cucumber, half of it. Because remember, this makes like 2 or 3 bowls. I cheated on the carrots. You can probably add a little bit more carrots because I used 1 whole carrot for that guy right there. And then I'm gonna add my chicken. So just like that, add it. And then I forgot the garlic. So I just saw that. Take your garlic and add it in the sauce. It's important. So I'm gonna go ahead and mince a couple cloves of garlic too to go in there. This is why mise en placing and getting all your ingredients together ahead of time helps, because I did it, but look, I forgot about something. And so this is just one of those things that as long as it's on my tray, I know that I'm supposed to put it in something. It's just where does it go? So right now I'm just gonna peel the garlic, minced it up. I'm gonna mince it a little bit more and then add it into my sauce. This will actually help your sauce become a little bit spicy. And if you want, you can go ahead and add like sriracha sauce inside as well. Sriracha or any kind of hot sauce that you have lying around. So I'm gonna add that in as well. Give that a good mix. And then to taste, to see if there's enough salt, sugar, and all those great things, vinegar in there, you take what you're gonna be serving this with to dip inside and taste. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a cucumber, I'm gonna dip it in there. Perfect. So I'm gonna take that and drizzle it all over. And almost there. And hold on one sec. Take some of the big chunks off if you want. And there you go. You got a perfect bowl of noodles ready to go on a hot summer day. See you next time.